Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, just take a second and think about the sheer amount of data flying around the world right now, every second.
It's staggering, isn't it?
Totally. Streaming movies, those video calls that connect us across continents, even the AI that's changing everything. It all depends on this hidden superfast network.
Billions and billions of gigabytes just constantly moving.
It really is the invisible engine powering, well, everything modern.
Exactly. We see the apps, right? The screens, the services we use, but we hardly ever think about the actual pathways, the digital nervous system that lets all that data flow instantly.
And it's those unseen bits, those connections that are maybe the most crucial part.
Absolutely.
And that unseen but totally essential infrastructure. That's what we're getting into today. Our mission here is to unpack the high-speed interconnects products market.
Right. These are the things, the cables, the connectors, the optical modules that make data move fast.
Precisely. Think of it as the tech that makes rapid data transmission work, getting faster, more efficient all the time. We've got insights from a pretty detailed market analysis by Cognitive Market Research.
And our goal is really to give you a clear shortcut, a solid understanding of this really critical, fast-changing sector.
Because understanding this market, it's more than just tech talk. It's key to seeing where our whole digital world is heading.
Yeah, how quickly everything's evolving, and frankly, how much faster and, more integrated your own digital life is going to get.
It's like a silent revolution happening right under our noses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Silent revolution. When we talk high-speed interconnects, we mean everything from those massive fiber optic cables under the sea to the tiny, complex connections inside a data center.
Right, the whole spectrum.
And the growth this report shows, it's genuinely striking. So this global market, it was valued around, what, $29 billion back in 2021?
Yeah, about that.
It jumped to over $43 billion just by 2025. But here's the real kicker. It's projected to hit nearly $94 billion by 2033.
Wow.
That means it's basically set to more than triple in just over a decade.
That's huge. And what's really interesting is that this isn't just steady growth, it's explosive. And it seems to be driven by two big things, really.
Okay.
First, just the ever-growing demand for data transmission. Think about streaming, cloud computing, all the data needed for AI. It's relentless.
An insatiable appetite.
Exactly. And second, the constant need for infrastructure upgrades across, well, pretty much every industry you can think of. Telecom, manufacturing, you name it.
So the market isn't just getting bigger, it's being reshaped by these demands.
Fundamentally reshaped, yeah.
Right, it's a foundational shift.
Yeah.
So, okay, if that's the global picture, this massive surge, where is it happening most intensely? Let's zoom in regionally, maybe start with North America. It's always been a tech stronghold.
Good place to start.
So the region's market size was roughly $10.4 billion in 2021. It's expected to more than double, hitting over $31.6 billion by 2033. That's a compound annual growth rate, a CAGR, of almost 9.7%. Pretty solid.
And within North America, no surprise, the U.S. is still the giant. It was over $8.5 billion back in 2021, and the projection is almost $25.5 billion by 2033.
Okay, so the U.S. is dominant.
But it's not just the U.S. driving it. Canada is showing some really impressive speed, too. It's set to more than triple its market value from just over $1 billion in 2021 to over $3.3 billion by 2033.
Wow, triple. And Mexico.
Mexico's also looking very solid, projected to nearly triple its market size as well, hitting almost $2.8 billion by 2033.
So North America, strong foundational growth across the board. How does that stack up against, say, Europe? Let's shift focus there.
Okay. Europe shows really consistent, widespread expansion. The whole European market was about $6.5, maybe $6.6 billion in 2021.
Right.
And it's projected to get close to $20 billion by 2033. So that's an average growth rate, pretty similar to North America, actually, around 9.7%.
Interesting. Any standouts within Europe?
Germany definitely stands out. It's a big leader there. Its market is on track to grow from about $1.2 billion to a remarkable $4 billion plus by 2033.
That's significant growth.
But what's really striking about Europe, I think, is how widespread the demand is. The UK, France, they're also showing strong growth.
Yeah, the UK is projected to hit about $3.4 billion by 2033.
Right. And France is looking at around $2.4 billion. But the report also mentions Italy, Spain, Sweden, Denmark,
A whole range of countries.
Exactly, all showing solid growth rates, mostly between 8 and, say, 10.5% CAGR. It really points to this broad digital transformation happening everywhere on the continent. Everyone needs faster data.
Okay, now, here's where the report highlights something really eye-catching. Asia Pacific.
Ah, yes, the hotspot.
Totally. This region is like the global center for this stuff right now. It started at around $8.6 billion in 2021, grew to over $13 billion in 2025. And it's forecast to just soar to over $30 billion by 2033. And get this, it has the highest growth rate of all regions, over 11% annually.
That's phenomenal growth, truly. China's leading the charge there, regionally speaking. Its market is rocketing from about $2.5 billion to over $9 billion by 2033. That's an annual growth rate over 11.2%.
But wait, there's more to that Asia-Pacific story, right? India.
Oh, absolutely. India is a massive growth engine here, and actually it has the highest growth rate mentioned in the entire report for any single country.
It is.
Almost 12% annually, 11.989% to be precise. It's projected to leap from just over $1 billion in 2021 to nearly $4.2 billion by 2033.
Nearly 12%. That's astonishing. What do you think is behind that specifically?
Well, the report doesn't detail the why for each country, but you have to assume it's a powerful mix of things. Maybe a huge surge in new internet users, big government pushes for digital infrastructure, maybe rapid cloud adoption. It demands this kind of backbone.
It's not just more data. It sounds like a fundamental economic leap.
It really seems that way.
And it's not only China and India fueling this Asia-Pacific boom. The report mentions Japan.
Right. Japan's looking at nearly $4.7 billion by 2033. South Korea over $3 billion.
And places like Taiwan, Singapore, Southeast Asia, they're all showing KGRs above 10% too.
Yeah, the source links it directly to, booming digital infrastructure investments and those big 5G rollouts happening across the region.
You can really see the connection there. Strategic investment equals market growth. Okay, what about the rest of the world? South America, Middle East, Africa.
They're definitely part of the story, too, showing accelerating momentum. South America, for instance, is set to hit nearly $5 billion by 2033. That's a robust GGR of over 10.5%.
Who's leading there?
Brazil is the biggest player, projected to more than triple its market value to almost $1.9 billion. But interestingly, countries like Argentina and Chile are actually posting even higher growth rates, both over 11% CAGR.
Okay, interesting dynamics. And the Middle East?
It's accelerating fast, projected to more than triple in value, too, from around $1.4 billion to over $4.5 billion by 2033. That's an annual growth rate of just over 10%.
Any specific countries highlighted?
Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and the UAE are mentioned as having remarkable momentum. The UAE alone is expected to grow from about $230 million to over $820 million by 2033. That's another one with an over 11% CAGR.
Wow. Okay, and finally, Africa.
Africa's starting from a smaller base, naturally, but it's also seeing very strong growth, projected to grow from around $820 million in 2021 to nearly $2.7 billion by 2033. That's a strong CAGR of about 9.6%.
And within Africa?
South Africa stands out. It's poised to more than triple its market by 2033, reaching over $1 billion.
So really, looking across all these regions, it shows this demand for high-speed interconnects is truly global. It's everywhere.
Absolutely. It stretches way beyond just the traditional tech hubs. Every part of the world feels this need for faster, more reliable data flow.
Okay, so let's recap this deep dive then. What we've seen is just this staggering global growth for high-speed interconnects, projected to more than triple, hitting almost $94 billion by 2033. North America and Europe, strong, steady expansion, but Asia-Pacific is clearly the main growth engine.
Driven by giants like China and especially India with that incredible almost 12% annual growth rate.
Yeah, that number really sticks out.
This whole dive really hammers home how these, hidden components aren't just important, they're absolutely fundamental.
The foundation of our digital world.
Exactly. They're the nervous system of the information age, basically, enabling everything we do online, plus all the big ambitions for AI and whatever comes next.
Right. And that brings us to our final thought for you, the listener. Given this incredible growth we've talked about, this promise of near-instant data flow globally by 2033, what do you think? What are the truly transformative new digital experiences, or maybe even societal shifts, that this kind of foundational speed will unlock?
Yeah, what becomes possible when data can move almost instantly everywhere? Something to think about.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a Really vital part of our digital world, something often unseen. High-speed interconnects products.
That's right. Invisible, but absolutely crucial.
Exactly. And our mission, like always, is to cut through the jargon, pull out the key insights from our sources today. That's excerpts from high-speed interconnects, market dynamics, and future trends.
Giving you the fast track to understanding what matters.
Precisely. Think of these interconnects as the hidden highways powering everything. Your streaming, AI, the cloud. All of it relies on this stuff.
Couldn't function without them, really.
So let's get into it. This area is clearly growing fast. What's actually driving this boom? What are the big market drivers here?
Okay. Well, if you boil it right down, the number one driver is pretty fundamental. It's just the massive escalating demand for high bandwidth data transmission.
More data, faster speeds.
Exactly. Think cloud computing, AI, the Internet of Things. All these things need incredibly fast, reliable data transfer. It's just exploding.
So these interconnects are like the plumbing of the digital world.
You could say that. They're definitely the backbone in modern data centers. They enable that super quick communication between servers, storage, network gear.
And it's not just the tech giants.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yep.
Rising internet traffic generally, think video streaming, big data analytics that's pushing all kinds of businesses across all sectors to upgrade their systems.
That really hits home. I mean, think about how much data you consume every single day and how instantly you expect things to load. A video, a web page.
Yeah, that expectation for instant access, that's where these interconnects are absolutely vital. They make that happen.
Okay, so data demand is number one. What else is pushing this forward?
Well, a second major push is definitely the expansion of advanced technologies, things like 5G and AI.
How do they play into it?
Well, these technologies, they just thrive on ultra-low latency and really lightning-fast data throughput. High-speed interconnects are basically the only way to deliver that consistently.
Right, so things like self-driving cars.
Perfect example. Autonomous vehicles, smart factories. They need that real-time data processing. And edge computing is growing too. All these intelligent systems, they make these interconnect technologies essential.
Essential for what exactly?
For seamless hardware integration and processing data instantly. Without that speed, those applications just wouldn't work as designed. They might not work at all.
Got it. And I also hear a lot about massive investments in data centers. That must be a factor too.
Oh, absolutely. That's a huge accelerator. The rising investment in data centers and, cloud infrastructure generally, it's undeniable.
Because everyone's moving to the cloud.
Pretty much. As companies shift more operations there, they just need faster, more efficient IT environments. It becomes critical.
So places like hyperscale data centers.
Exactly. Those massive facilities and also colocation centers, they're investing heavily in the latest connectivity. They have to handle just staggering amounts of information.
And the interconnects help them manage that flood of data.
Yes, they're key to eliminating bottlenecks, boosting system performance. They really are a cornerstone of, the whole modern digital ecosystem.
Okay, so it's a compelling picture. Massive demand, new tech, huge investments, but it can't all be smooth sailing, right? Every fast-growing field has its challenges.
Oh, absolutely. There are definitely hurdles.
What are the main ones you're seeing in this market? Anything surprising?
Well, maybe not surprising, but definitely significant. High costs. It seems basic, but it's a major restraint.
The cutting-edge stuff is expensive.
Exactly. Especially for the ultra-fast transmission solutions, they carry a pretty hefty price tag.
And that limits who can adopt them.
Right. For small and medium-sized businesses, that cost can be a real barrier. Think about price-sensitive markets or sectors with tight budgets, public institutions, education maybe. They might need the upgrade, but finding the capital is tough.
Okay, cost is one. What else?
Another big one is compatibility and integration. It's often a headache.
Getting the new stuff to work with the old stuff.
Precisely. Integrating new high-speed systems into existing, older IT infrastructure. It's rarely straightforward. You've got compatibility issues, different hardware, different data protocols sometimes.
Sounds complex.
It is. And that complexity increases deployment time, it increases costs, and it makes businesses with legacy systems understandably hesitant to jump in.
Makes sense. Any other major constraints?
Yeah, there's a third one that's maybe less obvious but very real. Thermal and power limitations.
Heat and energy use.
Exactly. As these interconnects push more data faster, they generate more heat, they consume more power.
And that causes problems.
It does. It impacts the overall efficiency of the system, and it can actually shorten the lifespan of the equipment.
But companies need better cooling.
Right. They're forced to invest more in cooling systems, better power management, which again adds to the total cost of ownership. It's this constant balancing act.
Hearing about those integration challenges, I bet a lot of listeners, maybe if you work in IT or just setting up your own network, you've felt that pain.
Yeah.
It's never quite as plug and play as they say, is it?
Rarely. It takes effort.
Okay, so despite those hurdles, cost, integration, power, the future still looks bright, right? There are exciting trends shaping what's next.
Oh, absolutely. The innovation is moving really fast.
So what are some of the key trends driving the future here?
Well, one really transformative trend is the clear shift from copper interconnects to optical ones, fiber optics.
Why do we move to optical?
It's just vastly superior in many ways. Fiber offers far greater bandwidth, much better energy efficiency, and significantly less signal loss, especially over distance.
So it's faster and more efficient.
Way faster, way more efficient. Think of it like upgrading from, I don't know, a country lane to a multi-lane superhighway, but using less fuel per car. As data centers and AI get more complex, optical is becoming the standard.
The go-to for high performance.
Exactly. For future-proofing your infrastructure, it's increasingly the way to go.
Interesting. What else is trending?
We're also seeing a really significant push towards miniaturization, and alongside that, the rise of high-density connectors.
Smaller components.
Yep. There's huge demand for really compact solutions that don't sacrifice speed or reliability. Think about all the tech crammed into modern smartphones or advanced medical devices, even military gear.
Space is always tight in those applications.
Exactly. So these tiny high-speed connectors aren't just nice to have anymore, they're absolutely necessary for these sophisticated systems.
Okay, optical miniaturization.
Mhm.
Anything else major?
Yes, definitely the rapid adoption of AI and automation in the design, testing, and deployment process itself.
Using AI to build the interconnects.
Sort of. Using AI for diagnostics, for intelligent tools, it's fundamentally streamlining how these things are developed and implemented.
How does that help?
Well, it reduces the time it takes to get new products to market, and importantly, it improves system compatibility and performance, especially across these really complex digital ecosystems. It actually helps tackle some of those integration challenges we talked about earlier.
Ah, that's fascinating. So these trends are directly addressing some of the roadblocks, like optical helping with power efficiency and AI helping with integration complexity.
That's right. The industry is very aware of the challenges and is actively innovating to overcome them. It's a dynamic space.
So let's try to wrap this up. This deep dive shows the high-speed interconnects market is, well, it's incredibly vibrant, fast-moving, really fueled by the biggest innovations of our digital age.
Absolutely. It's a critical enabler.
These technologies, they're kind of the unsung heroes, aren't they? Supporting everything from cloud infrastructure, the backbone stuff, to 5G, AI applications.
Things shaping our future.
Yeah. And while those challenges cost, integration, they're still there, the market is clearly pushing forward. Innovation is strong. Demand is relentless.
Definitely. The momentum is undeniable. And perhaps a final thought to leave with you.
Go for it.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, how might the continuous evolution of these invisible threads reshape not just our digital infrastructure, but also our everyday interactions and capabilities, perhaps in ways we can only just begin to imagine?
That's a powerful question.
Oh.
Something to really think about. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive today, exploring the unseen foundations of our digital world. We hope you'll keep exploring with us.